All right, now let's see how we can make our own promises. And I want to remind you guys, promises can be in one of three states: pending, resolved, or rejected. So let's go. And let's put our new promise into a variable. I'll call this const big or small, and you will see why soon. Okay, to make a new promise, we have to instantiate it with the new keyword, new promise. Promise is a callback, an async callback. That means it takes in one argument, which is your function. And this function, you get access to the resolve and the reject keywords. I'm going to do an arrow function. Okay, what are we going to do? Well, I want to do const random number is equal to math.random. Remember, math.random gives you a random number, non-inclusive between 0 and 1. Okay, so we have our random number. Now what? Well, let's check if it's big or small. Since it's going to give us a number between 0 and 1, let's check if random number is smaller than 0.5. Let's resolve that. Resolve with a string that says, yay, small number. And then let's also print what that number is, plus random number. Now, if it's too big, else, what are we going to do? We're going to reject. Now, when you resolve or reject, it does not always have to be a string, okay? Which I'll show you later. So right now, let's just say big number. And then let's add in that number as well. Random number. And then I will console.log, big or small. Okay. Promise fulfilled, same as resolved, right? Yay, small number, 0.05. I'm going to refresh. Now it gets rejected because it's a big number. Okay. So if it's rejected, you actually get this red error in your browser. Okay. And it will actually display what you typed right here. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I said we can do this without strings instead of reject. Okay, so reject is actually a method, so you have to call it. But inside you can put anything. Let's put an object. Okay, let's do message big number. And then let's do number is the random number. And let's do author is me, Phil. Okay, let's see what happens now. Fulfilled, uncut promise, promise rejected. And it actually gave us the whole object, right? Now, where does the dot then and stuff come in? Well, right here, big or small, dot then. Remember, dot then only runs after it's resolved, right? Okay, so after it resolved, what do we have access to? Well, when we resolve, we only put a string. So this is what we have access to. We have access to the message. I'll just call it MSG. Then message, and then we're gonna console.log message. And then let's say this as I am in the then, comma. Okay, I am in the then, yay, small number. Okay, so if you notice, it will display the resolved statement and then also the then statement, right? I am in the then. Okay, let's do big or small dot catch. Now catch only runs when something's been rejected. Okay, so what are we allowed to catch? Well, we're only allowed to catch whatever we rejected. We rejected this whole reject object. I'll just call it reject object. And then let's console.log reject object. Let me take away this first console.log. Okay, so now we see that it's rejected, and now we see this reject object. Cool, right? Okay, now what if we don't want the whole reject object? We just want the message. Well, we can return reject object dot message. Let's try again. This one's fulfilled, so we don't see the reject. Fulfilled, rejected. we actually see rejected right here. Cool, right? All right, let's move on.